Hey Jason, it's Anthony Paul Dottie here again with my wife Nicole. So this is our follow-up video. One of the things I realized afterwards in our first video, we didn't really talk much about the criteria about how the things we kept and what we didn't keep. So Nicole, what are your thoughts on why we chose the things that we did to keep or discard or...
Yeah, well, I would say it's a combination of things that were important to not keep due to allergies and things that were just sort of personal choices. So we talked about the green and yellow and red system. So things that would be red for our house would be definitely things that have gluten in it, as myself and my daughter are both gluten intolerant. Also, checking for red foods could be different packaged foods that have lots of ingredients in them. We both agreed that we're pretty particular on what kind of things we have in packaged foods. For example, we don't want to eat foods that have soy and canola oil and lots of preservatives and colors and things like that. So anything that was packaged, we needed to check the label. Things that were obviously green foods for us were things like fruits and vegetables, oranges and pears. And
We just got our organic order tonight, so...
I didn't finish putting it away, it's only part of it, but yeah, so these things would definitely be green. Unprocessed meats that we get from the butcher, like ground beef and chicken breast and things like that. Then we had the yellow category, which in my opinion, was things that were, more like treats, things that we would have on occasion, which might be some like processed candies and cookies and things, especially that we might have gotten for the kids, but ones that we've chosen to have that had decent ingredients, like natural food coloring or no high fructose corn syrup or things like that would be more on occasion.
It's funny. She just reminded me of a bunch of things that I know we've talked about in the past, and some of it I've forgotten myself, so it was a good reminder for me. Of course, we come from, I've been a martial artist all my life, and Nicole's been physically active and her whole life as well as I have, and we met at a kickboxing club, so we were always eating clean to getting ready to train. Officially, her record is better than mine. So we already have, of course, I've done PN1, so one of the problems with doing this project with us at home, of course, that we generally have, sort of a lot of the right things kind of going on. But it was nice to revisit. It was nice to talk about. The children got to see us, kind of going through it and discussing it, because even before we did it, we discussed it at breakfast table. It's the only time we get to discuss anything. After we did the fridge section, we discussed it over lunch, and the kids were there participating and asking, well, what's this and what's this? And so it turned out, I think, a really good learning experience for them. Even though they didn't actually actively participate, they were involved in the discussion process. If they weren't in bed right now, I would actually bring them out and have them participate with us a bit.
Yeah, both of them are really interested in helping out in the kitchen and helping cook and what foods, and they get really excited about what comes in our vegetable box that's new. Is there a new fruit? Is there a new vegetable? What is this? And I think that helps instill healthy eating habits in them too. I mean, being so involved in what they're eating.
I've never eaten a beet in my life until last year, I don't think, and my children love them like I can't believe. So
they beg me to get Brussel Sprouts from the organic order if it's not in the box. Please get us some Brussel Sprouts. I feel like you don't hear that too often.
Ever. Yeah, so I feel like we've come from a bit of a biased position in that way. But at the same time, I feel our kitchen is cleaner. So I feel like that is healthier. There's less dirt, dust, any mildew or anything like that. Even dust from the flowers.
Yeah, or even just having things put away in its proper place. I sometimes come in, you want to get food ready, but it changes your whole attitude about it when it's like, oh, there's this here and that there, and I've got all these things on the counter, and they're not also bad things, but I've got all the pile of apples here and the potatoes that need to get cooked and this and that, and there's no place to work, and now that everything has its place, it's a lot easier.
One of the things I noticed is that if we use a flour sometimes, a paleo flour, which is basically a blend of different flours, and we had like 6 bags in the cupboard. And so they were kind of dust of flowers out. And Nicole, you ended up.
So yeah, I mixed them all, made the mixture with them. Got rid of like 5 bags of flour. Now it's in one nice container, all ready to use.
So literally 2 days later, we made ourselves a nice a fruit bread / cake, which was kind of a nice treat too. I think our freezer was probably the most disgusting for some reason, probably from the homemade popsicles we tend to make with them, so they made a bit of a mess. yeah, I don't think there was any major surprises that I can recall.
No, no. I think we found one container of something that looked kind of suspect and old that we got rid of. I'm not even sure what was in it anymore. But generally, we don't have a problem. We don't have many leftovers. We eat it and then maybe serve the leftovers the next day. We don't have things hanging out in the fridge usually, but we had one miscellaneous container. We weren't quite sure what it was.
In the first video, we showed you kind of a big bag of things that we end up getting rid of. So now there's more space in our kitchen. And of course, we did, when I send you my full report, there'll be a picture. We did get ourselves a new tool. We discussed it beforehand. But really, I think the decision was out of my hands. It was really between you and
the kids. They really, really like to have smoothies. And I don't always want to get the big food processor and make a whole giant thing of smoothies. I really wanted just a hand blender to mix up some fruit and banana and yogurt and a little bit of coconut milk to make them a nice smoothie. So they've been asking a lot, especially since we've been home on lockdown. So.
So the children are generally, I think they're more knowledgeable now. They're happier because we're gonna have smoothies like once or twice a week, and they're easy to pull off. Nicole's happier because she's able to whip them off and do anything else in the kitchen. Kitchen looks better, feels better, which again I think that's going to tie in real strong with mental health, which I think we all need a big dose of right now. I'm not sure if I've covered everything between the two videos and the rest of my presentation, but I hope I have. Nicole, is there anything else that you wanted to add? You said some amazing things. Thank you for that.
Yeah, not really. I mean, I guess just my original apprehension of, oh my goodness, what we have to do this and it's a big project, but it turned out to be manageable and everything is easier to use now, and it actually makes life easier from day to day than it was before.
Yeah, a little hard work for a day and a half, but now easier for the last week. Thank you.